so sick. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And Blossom, she's sick as too. Wish me luck because I need less than 24 hours to knock this cold out. Clean. Good night.
Where we dive deep into the drama that the industry tries to keep low-key. Today, we're breaking down a situation that's got fans and insiders talking. Rissa Reign allegedly copied elements from Cardi B's song Outside. And now, in a surprising twist, sources say she reached out directly to Cardi songwriters after getting called out. This isn't just about one song. This is about credibility, clout chasing, and the thin line between paying homage and flat-out copying. Rissa's been on the rise, but with these allegations, people are starting to question how much of her come-up is actually hers. And the way this is unfolding? It's giving damage control in real time. Stick around as we unpack how the situation escalated, what Rissa allegedly said to Cardi's team, and why this could change everything for both artists involved.
And it's after I spoke with one of the writers of the song. He put basically the same shit on his story, and I screenshotted it, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's not what I came here to talk about. Yeah, what's up? Nah, I thought you said my location was on. I thought that's what you said.
Rissa Reign isn't exactly a household name yet, but in the underground and indie rap circuits, she's been gaining serious momentum. Known for her edgy delivery, slick visuals, and viral TikTok moments, Rissa has been trying to carve out her own lane in the female rap game. Her fanbase praises her for being bold, unfiltered, and unapologetically flashy. But with fame comes scrutiny, and that spotlight just got way hotter. Everything was going fine for Rissa until she dropped a new track last week, one that immediately had fans raising eyebrows. The beat? Familiar. The cadence? Way too familiar. And the lyrics? Almost a direct echo of Cardi B's song Outside. At first, it was just a few whispers on social media. Some fans were like, yo, why does this sound like Card's whole vibe? Others posted side-by-side comparisons, and suddenly, the similarities were impossible to ignore. From the structure of the hook to the signature bounce in Cardi's delivery, it was all there. Rissa's inspiration seemed a little too on the nose. What made things worse? Rissa didn't address the noise. No tweet, no denial, no clarification, just more promo, more flexing. And fans weren't buying it. Some started digging timelines, songwriter credits, even unreleased snippets. And the theory started spreading like wildfire. Rissa Reign didn't just get inspired, she copied. Then came the real twist. She allegedly reached out privately to Cardi B's writers, not in public, not on social media, but behind closed doors. And that quiet move might have just confirmed what fans suspected all along. So, what exactly did Rissa Reign allegedly copy? Let's get into the receipts. When her track dropped, fans immediately noticed it had an almost identical hook structure to Cardi B's Outside. Not only was the tempo eerily similar, but the phrasing and rhyme patterns mirrored Cardi's cadence, to the point where some listeners thought it was a remix or a reference track. But it wasn't. This was marketed as a completely original song. What made the situation go viral was a side-by-side breakdown a fan posted to TikTok. The video played Cardi's version followed by Rissa's, line for line, and the overlap was undeniable. The hashtags #RissaReign_exposed and #CardiOutside clone started trending. And it wasn't long before rap blogs, YouTube reactors, and even industry insiders jumped in. But here's where it gets shady. Cardi's original song Outside had been teased months earlier, with snippets floating around since spring. Cardi's camp even previewed a rough version during a listening session, making it clear that she'd been working on the track for a while. So when Rissa's version popped up, with a matching flow and structure after all those teasers were public, it raised questions. To make it worse, Rissa had been caught liking tweets about Cardi snippets just weeks before her version dropped. Coincidence? Fans didn't think so. They started accusing her of watching Cardi cook, then trying to steal the recipe. But the real plot twist? Sources claim that one of Cardi's co-writers received a DM from Rissa shortly after the backlash began. Screenshots haven't leaked yet, but insiders say the message was both apologetic and defensive. According to one source close to Cardi's team, Rissa allegedly admitted that the song was inspired by Cardi's unreleased track, but insisted it wasn't meant to be a copy. That phrasing alone sent fans into a frenzy. Twitter lit up with reactions. Inspired, sis? You copied the whole thing. If Cardi was a new artist, this would have flown under the radar. Rissa would have run off with her whole identity. Not her reaching out to the writers after getting caught, like we don't have ears. Some even speculated that Rissa might have tried to offer a deal, a behind-the-scenes credit split, hush money, or a let's keep this off the internet kind of resolution. But Card's team stayed quiet. No tweets, no statements, just silence, which in the world of celebrity PR sometimes says everything. And with that silence, the controversy got louder. Fans began watching every move. Was it theft? A misunderstanding? Or a calculated attempt to ride Card's momentum and hope nobody noticed? When the pressure started building and the internet wouldn't let up, Rissa Reign knew she had to act fast. But instead of addressing the allegations head-on in public, she took a route that raised even more eyebrows. She went quiet online and reportedly messaged one of Cardi B's main songwriters. Here's where things got messy. According to insiders, Rissa reached out in a private message that was both apologetic and subtly dismissive. One source claimed she began the message by saying she meant no disrespect and that the similarities were unintentional. But then, she reportedly doubled down, saying her version was finished before Cards dropped, something fans are finding hard to believe based on the timeline. She allegedly told Card's camp that she was inspired by the energy of the track and hoped the situation wouldn't be blown out of proportion. That wording only fueled speculation that she knew what she was doing and was now trying to walk it back before things escalated. One source even hinted that Rissa offered to make things right by crediting the original writers or removing parts of the track. But by that point, it was too little, too late. The internet was already dissecting the scandal frame by frame. And what was Card's reaction? She didn't say a word publicly, but the mood around her circle changed. Some fans noticed that one of Card's go-to producers tweeted, "When you copy the queen and still flop." Others pointed out that Cardi unfollowed 3 mutuals who had recently shared Rissa's music, a move fans took as a silent statement. While Cardi remained publicly unbothered, her silence was loud. It wasn't the silence of someone unaware. It was the silence of someone watching, calculating, and letting the pressure build naturally. If Rissa was hoping for forgiveness, she might have misread the situation. Behind the scenes, there were quiet talks about legal action, not a full-blown lawsuit, but discussions about protecting intellectual property and ensuring this doesn't happen again. People close to Card's team hinted that they were watching closely, because if this becomes a pattern, it's going to be bigger than a simple DM apology. Once the internet got wind that Rissa Reign had reached out privately and still hadn't made a public statement, the backlash escalated. What began as petty jokes turned into full-on career critique. In the court of public opinion, they weren't playing nice. As soon as those DMs were leaked to blogs and whispered about on Twitter Spaces, the name Rissa Reign started trending. Rap Twitter, TikTok creators, even small music critics on YouTube came out swinging, calling the situation theft in plain sight. One viral thread laid it all out: timestamps, lyric comparisons, beat structure, even background ad-libs that sounded eerily close to Card's early snippet leaks. The receipts were stacking up, and Rissa's silence only fueled the fire. Her fans tried defending her, saying things like, "Cardi doesn't own that flow," or "Every artist gets inspired," but those voices were drowned out by people bringing facts, not feelings. Some even accused Rissa of clout-chasing her way into relevance, intentionally mirroring Card's style, knowing the controversy would boost her name. What made it worse? Rissa tried to carry on as if nothing was happening, posting selfies, reels, outfit drops, all while avoiding any mention of the controversy. But in every comment section, followers weren't letting it go. This the girl who copied Cardi and thought we wouldn't notice. Apologize publicly the way you copied publicly. You DM'd Card's writers, but won't face the music on your own feed. Weak. Even influencers and smaller artists began distancing themselves. Some who once collaborated with Rissa removed her tags. A radio DJ who had previously supported her tweeted, "Protect your pen. Clout don't write classics." Card's fans, known for being loyal, turned up the heat. They flooded Rissa's YouTube comments with snake emojis, tagged Cardi on every post, and even dug up old footage of Rissa praising Card's lyricism, receipts that only made her look more guilty. One fan account posted, "Rissa used to be a fan. Now she's a bootleg." Brutal. But beyond the jokes and memes, the real damage was to Rissa's credibility. For up-and-coming artists, public trust is everything. And once the narrative shifted from new voice in rap to copycat culture vulture, that trust evaporated. Major blogs stopped covering her. Looks like Cardi B might be back outside because Stefon Diggs just cut her off. And according to rumors, it's all because of that botched BBL. Most people have seen the photos, and they were not flattering. Sources close to Stefan say he was vibing with her on the low, but once those pictures hit the blogs, he backed off quickly. He's got a clean image to maintain with his league status, endorsement deals, and former Playboy reputation. Being seen with Cardi, looking less than polished, didn't fit that narrative. But things got even messier after the alleged breakup. Cardi started throwing shade, acting bold and loud online, and doing the most. Fans began to ask, did Stefan crush her ego? Or is she spiraling to cover the fact that she got played? There's clearly trouble in paradise. Fans first noticed something was wrong when Cardi deleted all pictures of her and Stefan from social media, including a steamy photo that had confirmed their relationship just weeks ago. Word on the street is, they're officially done. Honestly, it's surprising, especially after all the effort they put into making themselves look like the next big Hollywood couple. He even rented her an entire castle and treated her like royalty, just because she wanted to have a castle experience. Y'all, it's looking real messy between Cardi B and Stefan right now. And honestly, people clocked the signs way before they said anything. Y'all probably noticed Cardi wiped every picture of them off her page, including the steamy one where she basically confirmed they were an item a few weeks ago. And now the word going around is that it's done. They're over. And it's just wild how fast things switched up. Let's not act like these two weren't just out here trying to sell that fairy tale. Like Stefan was flying her across the world and even rented that whole castle in France just because Cardi said she wanted to live like royalty for a weekend. And folks were eating it up, too, because everybody thought they were about to be the next Hollywood power couple and that Cardi was finally off the market, Stefan bagging her. But behind the scenes, y'all, it wasn't adding up. The castle trip was cute and all, but it was also the last time they were seen solid. After that, it's been shade and distance. But the real reason behind the split is even messier than people thought. Some folks are saying Cardi was the one who ended it because she finally got fed up with Stefan cheating and humiliating her. And honestly, if that's true, nobody's surprised. Y'all know she's fresh out of that toxic relationship and marriage with Offset, who cheated so much that people started calling him off to cheat. It was embarrassing, public scandals, side chicks popping up, the whole internet watching it go down. And Stefan, well, let's not sugarcoat it. He's giving Offset too. Zero. It's the same toxic energy all over again. That man has been running wild, still creeping with his ex in the DMs, getting exposed left and right. He even welcomed a whole baby with another woman while he was with Cardi. What's crazy is that Cardi knew that energy all too well. After everything she went through with Offset, getting cheated on, defending him, trying to hold a relationship together, nobody can blame her for not signing up for that drama all over again, especially not in public, with someone like Stefan, where the whole world is watching. So yeah, on one hand, it makes sense that Cardi would walk away. But here's where it gets tricky, because not everybody believes she left him. Some insiders say Stefan was the one who ghosted her, and the reason is messier than anybody thought. Word on the street is that Stefan is the one who left Cardi, and apparently, it all comes down to that botched BBL. People around him are saying he felt like it made him look bad. And let's be real for a second. Y'all seen it. It's not that shocking. Y'all know Stefan's always been real flashy and all about his image, real particular about how his name looks in the streets and the type of women he hangs around. So him cutting Cardi off over something like that tracks, because the blogs have been dragging her body all week. Videos flying around everywhere. I know y'all had to have seen it. Her body definitely is not giving what it used to, and the internet noticed quick. People have been clowning her, saying the surgery didn't hit right. And for Stefan, that's a problem, let alone the rumors that BBL stank. He has this whole Playboy brand to protect, and Cardi pulling up botched wasn't part of the vision. So once those pictures started going viral, he backed off fast. Folks started saying he stopped flying her out, stopped popping out with her, started distancing himself. And next thing you know, Cardi is wiping all the pics off her page like it never even happened. But it's really not hard to see why Cardi was quick to distance herself from Stefan. Y'all know she can be real self-conscious when it comes to her body. Every time the internet starts talking crazy, she jumps straight into defense mode. She'll clap back, post some fire picture to kill the rumors, and remind everybody she still looks good. Like the time after her performance when folks said she looked botched, she wasted no time posting a whole photo shoot, showing off her curves, trying to shut it all down. Cardi's body has been a hot topic online for years. And to be fair, it's mostly because she's been really open about the work she's had done. And honestly, people stayed hyping her up for it because her body was tea for a long time. But the thing about surgery is it's really easy to cross that fine line. You keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and next thing you know, it's hard to tell when enough is enough. And with Cardi, fans have been clocking it. People are saying her body is starting to give botched, and the internet's been running wild with it. It's not exactly something you can just reverse and still look good. These days, Cardi doesn't open up about much. But if you followed her from early on, you already know where it started. A big part of why she got into plastic surgery in the first place was because of how she grew up and the environment she was in. Where she's from, fake girls were everything. The beauty standard was all about having a big booty, a full chest, and a Coke bottle shape. That was the look everybody wanted, but Cardi didn't quite fit that.